So people ask us every day, why do you only do residential work? And that's a great question. And it goes beyond that. We don't not only just do residential work, we have what we call our ideal customer avatar, which we call Bob and Betty. Bob and Betty are so famous around Sargeant's Roofing that now our competitors know about Bob and Betty because of our employees who've been recruited by other companies. And sometimes when we end up coming across each other with a different company owner, say at an industry event or at the distributors, they'll tell me about how they're struggling or having a bad day or what's going on with a certain challenge that they're going through, dealing with insurance jobs, commercial jobs, multifamily units, condos. And they'll say, yeah, man, sometimes I just wish I would just do Bob and Betty. And Bob and Betty to us is a homeowner between the ages of 35 and 65 who have school-aged children in the house, well, two of them, who live in a 2,300 square foot, 2-story house with a 612 pitch. That's our ideal customer avatar. That's our Bob and Betty. And our Bob and Betty is designed in such a way that we think, who are we best built to serve? If you read a bunch of books like Good to Great or Traction, Tipping Point, stuff like that, these are books that talk about finding out who you're best built to serve, your hedgehog concept, what are the 3 things that you can do better than anybody else in the world, that whole concept. And Bob and Betty means that we don't deal with people who are selling their home, right? So their motivation for the roof, the reason they have the school-aged children in the home is because ideally our customer is one who's going to live in their home and actually be the beneficiary of the roof that we put on their house. So if you're selling your home, you're not our Bob and Betty. If you're a condo manager, you come to us, I got 30 roofs to do. A lot of roofers will go, oh my God, 30 customers in one, this is perfect. And for us, we go, you're not the beneficiary of the product that we're selling. You're simply a purchasing agency, right? Some cases, you're just an angry Karen who likes to get to have the heavy club of the condo management, the money, right? That's not our Bob and Betty. You're not the beneficiary of those 30 roofs, right? You're the beneficiary of how much money you can save from doing the roofing so you can put new siding on the house if that's what you really value. Apartment buildings, right? Not our Bob and Betty. Commercial jobs, commercial roofs, putting a new roof on a Pizza Hut, not our ideal customer, not our Bob and Betty. And so everything about our company, everything about our process, everything about our system, everything about the technology that we use, everything about our training is all built around being the, do I think California Valleys if it ain't metal? Brandon, yeah, we do metal valleys, preferably, close cut at the minimum. Anyways, so everything about her, but again, same thing, right? Even the way we do valleys, the way we do our estimates, the software that we use, all of it is what we do in the intent to serve Bob and Betty the best. And then we try and find ways to serve Bob and Betty even better. And that includes, again, for taking care of our people, our customers like dealing with residential customers, even our roofers. There's 3 kinds of roofers out there. We only employ 2 of them, right? There's one kind of roofer, and I say they're like the Navy SEALs, right? They're the ones who go camp out on a grassy knoll, poof, take out the dictator, take out the biggest problem, but they don't necessarily go and deal with the whole army, right? They don't try and fight the whole army. That's our repair guys. They come in, they take care of the biggest problem, and then they roll out, right? Our roofers, right, our residential roofers, they're the kinds of guys, I call them, they're like the Marines, okay? Where they come in, they roll over the enemy, they accomplish a mission, but it's a kind of a one-day thing, right? Their goal is to take the hill. And every day they take the hill together, and they like to look up and see what they've done at the end of the day. There's other guys who I say they're like the World War II infantry soldiers. They're the guys who do trench warfare. The guys who are just trying to gain 6 feet, 10 feet a day. Those are the guys who want to do 30 condos in a row, or an apartment building, or a shopping mall, right? They're culturally different than our guys. Right? They're not, because they don't look at beginning, middle, end. They're that trench warfare type of person. So we even hire and know culturally which roofers work the best in our company. We take it another step further and actually do planning. So for example, we do our Christmas lights, and we make sure that everything about our process, all of our questions and answers, everything about, common misconceptions that we address, what kind of customer is our ideal customer, right? How are they going to buy Christmas lights the best? And so on a Sunday night, this is what we're doing, is we're working on mapping out our ideal customer and their ideal customer journey to make sure they have the best possible holiday light experience with us. Because the way I look at it is that our roofers, they're the kinds of guys that they want to look up and see what they've done every day. So putting them on a 4,000 bundle 4-story condo in the wintertime, doing a roof that's going to be crappy because putting a roof on in the winter is dumb, and shingling a roof in -10, -20 is only going to make it so that you have to go back in March and fix all the shingles that blow off, or go back in April and fix all the shingles that blow off. It's way easier, way easier to simply just not do roofs in the winter. The problem is, what do you do for your people? Your people need to work. And so you have to think, what are they culturally aligned with? They're culturally aligned with something where they can go in, handle the job, look up at what they've done at the end of the day and leave. And that is why our holiday light installers are the best, okay? These are not screen door installers that are now climbing around on a roof in the wintertime. These aren't guys that, like to do commercial projects for the West Edmonton Mall, put all the lights up around the trees, and now they're gonna be on your roof, stapling and screwing stuff into your fascia and into your eaves troughs. These are guys who are actually roofers. They're gonna look at it and say, that's gonna cause a roof that now we're gonna have to come back and fix in the springtime. That's why we don't roof in the winter. That's why we do holiday lights. And so, I'm excited to share this customer journey with all of you. And we will be down here in the basement, in the lab, making stuff happen. Thank you so much.